Hey, what's up, everyone? So this is going to be a Yuris Revenge game, and by the way, I'm gonna try to get a bunch of these Toho games uploaded lately. Okay, so this Soviet is doing a little scout with the flak truck, and what he does with the flak truck is he runs over GIs. And I think it's not a bad idea because of the fact that you usually get a little bit more than your value, because if you kill one Guardian GI and one GI, that's $600. The flag trucks was $500. So you get a lot of value for your flag truck, I think. And usually, and he gets a scout when he thinks it's a little bit better than a dog, because flag truck has way more armor than a dog. And okay, what else to mention? So you could try to run over the GIs and try to shoot them with the flag truck, and the fact that this guy is not making grizzly tanks, he's going all Guardian GIs, IIVs, all IIVs, and you can't. It's impossible to do this in Red Alert 2 because bear IIVs are not this strong, and even machine gun IIVs are not as strong as these overall. The stronger versus buildings and infantry, but overall, Guardian GI IIV is way better, and it's more expensive, of course, But see this pink player, he's a pretty decent Soviet player. I actually really like his build, how he's building, because of the fact that he has really a 2 War Factory build. It's 2 War Factories, 3 miners. That's how his build starts. So he goes for Tank Rush, 2 War Factories quick, and then he has already had the 3rd miner, then he goes for the 4th miner on the gems, gets all the gems in the bottom, and then makes some more miners, and eventually a 3rd war factory, but not for a while. But I like that build, because there's actually different variations of 2 war factory Soviet rushes. But this one's good. I actually do something like this. A similar build to this, and actually maybe even almost the same once in a while, but I actually don't plan it out like this. But for this map, I think this is his rush is one of the best rushes, and these guys play a lot, and he actually beats him up sometimes with this build. And I think on this map, the Allies has to defend in the beginning. Now, right there, I think you should go for the MCB. But look, he's putting up Prism towers, and then the Soviet doesn't want to mess with that. Soviet could try to run over his Guardian GIs right there, but I think he wants to go for the miners instead. I couldn't tell if he got that miner right there or not. It was so quick. But it was close. And then that one beamed away right there. I saw that. So he's not really using grizzly tanks. I kind of think you should use grizzly tanks, because grizzly tanks and dogs are good temporarily until you get mirage tanks. The problem with grizzly tanks is that they build too slow, and only in Yuris Revenge. In Red Alert 2, you could just freaking go 2 miles more, and then if you don't get rush tower, just zoom out so many grizzly tanks, you just freaking knock the Soviets' heads off with just a couple little bit of rocketeers as distraction. So you see, the Allies is going for a fast spy. Spy ready. Disguise ready. Operation underway. So he's gonna try to spy him. If he doesn't try to spy in an IIV, you had to really suck to allow the spy to get you. If the spy doesn't come in an IIV, unless it's really under the gap generator like that, that's a different story.
Attention, I'm about to attack.
And I think he got it. I'm not sure, but if you see what he did right there, we'll figure out if he got it in a minute. What he did right there is you spy under a gap generator. That's actually a really good way of using spies. And okay, so it looks like the Allies is a little bit in trouble. And I was saying, why did he fight him out in the open? He's got all this Prism tanks. I was actually kind of getting annoyed at him. I was like, you have all this freaking defenses, all this Prism towers. Why the hell would you fight him out in the open? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if you spend half your life building a defense, and then you're gonna fight somebody out in the open. It's kind of stupid. I mean, but I guess that's what the Allies did. He thought he could use the pyramid, but screw that freaking pyramid. There's only 1 GI in there. And I think the Soviets have been a little trouble because he can't see under the gap generator. It's a little bit confusing. Okay, and one thing about what's going on right now is if the Soviet player is a little bit ahead, he keeps killing the Mirage tanks, even though the spied Mirage tanks, veteran Mirage tanks, they're not elite but veteran. As soon as possible, those random tanks are gonna get promoted. I mean, overall the Allies is in a better position because of the spies, but the Soviet freaking hammers him. I mean, keeps hammering those Mirage tanks, and I don't like how he's doing the
Attention, I'm about to attack.
That's a little bit loud. That's taunt. I gotta turn that down. I have it. So he got one Rhino tank owned right there. So I don't like how he has the Desolators like that because of the fact that it's a little bit sloppy and some of his tanks are going into the in the edge of the green. But the front row factory, I think he changed the rally point or primary building on that. Now he definitely has enough, but he actually could take him right there. Those two Mars in the hills are being a bitch, but he could take him out. Now if I were him right here, I would go straight for the MCV. I don't know if he sees it. He probably is gonna shield it. I would hit lab. I would let him have the Chronosphere. Go for the freaking MCV. Why is he killing the power plant? I don't understand that shit. He's got the shield down, you know he can't force shield it. Okay, so Soviet doesn't want to kill the MCV. See, he's not doing a bad job. See, the Soviet player is doing a good job, but the only thing he's doing wrong is his final thing that he's attacking is wrong. He could, I mean, I think he would have got the MCV, not 100% sure, but I think so. I'm like 80% sure he would have, 75% sure he would have had it. Just guessing. But it doesn't necessarily mean Soviet would have won even if he did get it, because the fact that the Allied player has these promotions, but his army is getting a little small, and in these series of games between these two players, the Allies been freaking hitting hard with the Chronosphere, and that's the reason why those Desolators are all over the place. Those Desolators are like really like. And this guy is really fucking going in overdrive with these Prism towers. I mean, this is really like freaking massing the living shit out of him. And he just gotta make sure that he keeps using the spy plane. But he only has one gap generator, so I mean, it's not like a huge deal. Because like the only thing he has under there is like not much under that one gap generator. What he should do is gap generate his MCV. Then it'll really confuse the Soviet. You still got the spy plane, but can't see the units moving under the gap generator. Okay, so he got 3. I mean, that's not a big hit, but it's okay. I mean, it's something. It slows him down, gives the Allies more time. And it was the fact that Allies could be making 2 war factories. It's really hard to say like what's the best thing to do right now, because I think going 2 war factories, this kind of camping, he's choosing over having 2 or 3 war factories, sorta. But it's the fact that he's delaying the game so long. This camp, you know, make the game last long, and then you're gonna have these veteran tanks. Even if you don't have the veteran, I mean, the Allies is better late game. And late game Allies is gonna beat the Soviet. Okay, now watch this. He's gonna go into the Prism towers. I don't like that. I don't like what he did right there, because of the fact that I think he could have chased down this Mirage tanks and got promotions. No, see, look at that one Rhino tank right there. It's a veteran Rhino tank. Oh, he's using siege choppers to chase Rocketeers. That's strange. I think the 4 versus 1, the Rocketeers could beat him. I don't know. And you can already start to see. I hate when that happens. That happens to me too. That's the automatic closest ore, and even though it's up the hill and in the other player's base, they go after it. It's really, it sucks. It sucks, but when you're doing multitasking, you don't see it. So that's 2 minus. That's a big deal. And honestly, Soviet could make a nuclear missile, but it's such a big target for the Chronosphere that on this map, sometimes it's better just to make a Iron Curtain. Which is gonna be really hard to fight. those veteran Mirage tanks. And if it's regular too, sometimes they make veteran Grizzly tanks. I make veteran Grizzly tanks, but some players just refuse to, and they only make veteran Mirage. And another thing, if you get your lab on, veteran Grizzly tanks are really good. And just because there's Mirage tanks on veteran doesn't mean they can't get melted. They melt a little bit slower, but still pretty quick. But they're harder to hit because it's a little bit faster than the regular Mirage tanks, and the fact they got just a little bit more armor. But I think the firepower is like a lot better. It's almost kind of like if they nerf and buff units. Oh, that's a big hit. That's pretty much game right there. That's pretty much game. Well, he got like what, 8? I'm guessing 8 freaking rhinos right there, something like that. And why did he iron right there? That's really strange. Almost like he knew he was going to Chronosphere and then he ironed to try to block it. You can't really mess around. Like you can't like pretend that you can read somebody's mind. Like I'm going to group all these tanks up in iron and I'm going to do it right before you Chronosphere. That doesn't work. You can't. Railer 2 and Yuris Revenge, it's not that kind of game. It's not like chess where you just like try to predict a move or not. I mean, it's more of like a fight, like where you're like moving, you know, it's fast paced. Can't do stuff like that. I don't know if that's what he was trying to do, but it might have been. And what I'm talking about is trying to bait for the Chronosphere and then Iron Curtain right before you Chronospheres because then they can't be Chronosphered. That's not a good idea. And those veteran battle fortresses are just gonna fry him. How many Prism towers do you see? This would be a good like freaking counting game for like a little kid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. I can't see. I can't really count because he's moving around. The camera's moving a lot. But he's got like about 10. No, if he Iron Curtains the... Okay, that was actually not a bad try right there. Not a bad try right there. Yep, go for the bad lab, good idea. But, watch, he almost got a lethal hit right there. Look at that. Almost got a lethal hit right there. If you would have hit that Desolator right there, he would have killed like half this Mirage tanks. So, what's going on with the Soviet fucking up is... Big hit with the Chronosphere. And the second reason is a spy, allowing a spy. If you see a gap generator in the middle, maybe you should not put a war factory in the middle or something. I mean, it's really hard because he put the gap generator up in the spy. And the third reason is that Soviets not targeting the right things. Should have tried make a play for the MCV. And it's because a lot of the Allied players, they never make repair depots. Yuri only needs a grinder to make new MCV, but if Allies loses the MCV, they usually don't have a repair depot, and they're not going to have MCV the whole game. And that's not good right there. I don't know if he's hiding those those Rocketeers under the gap generator or what. Okay, so I mean, the Soviet's trying. He's at least trying, but you see that he's a little bit getting freaking overpowered right there. Look at that Mirage. Look how strong they are. When they move, you can tell when they move around, and you can just kind of. I don't know if you guys like that don't play this game a lot can't tell, but just the way the veteran Mirage move around and they fire and they like pivot and they just like, you know, they could get out of harm's way and just the speed is a little bit better. I mean, you could just feel like. This veteran Mirage, they really got a lot of power. And by the way, you can get a spy with Soviet if you have 2 technology, so you mind control one. And Sedona in the past actually had promoted Rhino tanks. I remember the old games with this guy. His name was Hawk72C, and like some other players, they used to play like Sedona Pass all the time. So he's pretty much gonna get screwed right here. I don't know why the Allies just doesn't finish him off. he seems like he's real slow at finishing games. Bring in this Battle Fortress and he's dead. But I mean, you get a spy and then you get promoted Rhino tanks. That's pretty badass. Promoted all veteran Rhino tanks. But I mean, it's really hard to get free for all together because nobody likes to play so you don't want to pass anymore. So I can't really get any videos of that shit anymore. But if a certain way I could like get the recordings of games I had from years ago, before I even had this YouTube, you guys would be like freaking out if how crazy this game's from. I mean, you guys really haven't even seen all of Yuris Revenge yet, like a lot of stuff that you guys haven't even like seen yet. I mean, there's a lot to this game that you guys haven't even like. I mean, I should have with all these videos. You think you should have saw it all, but I mean, there's some shit where just like, you know, with different things with spies and combined technologies that this game gets crazy. And just Prism tanks are just, you could actually start to play Prism tanks like the Grizzly tanks. Get a whole bunch of them, and they could actually so strong they could actually protect each other. But if you could penetrate this, I don't know what I just told you just give it, but I'm gonna end the commentary right here, and you guys go watch the end of the video because I know you guys like to see the ending. So good game, guys. You know, the allied player won.